you and I get to talk about things that aren't work related.
I know. We talked about that at the retreat. You were like, we get to be girls again.
Like
We
literally
just get to hang out. And
just
like,
girls.
I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, she's not going to read my text message because she's stressed out and she knows that it's a work thing.
Literally.
Like, our texts don't have to be about work anymore.
I know. All right. Well, welcome back, everyone, to the final episode of the KarWell Chronicles.
Oh, geez. We're just announcing that at the beginning. Got it. Now I'm nervous.
Wah, wah, wah. Emily and I are breaking up. We're going through a breakup.
This is actually where there's like a lot of tension in the room. You guys can't tell.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Yeah, let's get into why, and then let's recap the retreat, and then maybe go through some memes. We'll save like some
last 5 years.
Yeah, let's like save some of the emotional stuff for the end. So let's talk about what this next chapter looks like for us, why we're winding it down. I mean, we got a million questions this past week when we said, hey, this is our last retreat, even though we have been saying that online for a minute.
I don't think people believed us.
Yeah.
Well, we also haven't like officially made an announcement that like KarWells will no longer exist.
Yeah.
Which is like the first time I've ever said that online.
Yeah. Surprise.
Yeah. I mean, how long ago did we have that dinner? I don't remember.
It had to be, I mean, it was warm out, so I think maybe June.
Yeah.
Maybe July.
Like that. Yeah. So, but we didn't really have the conversation about shutting everything down until, spoiler alert, I'm pregnant.
Yes! I was wondering if you were going to announce that on this.
Yeah. So, Tyler, my husband got a new job, and that means like moving further away from each other, which makes things harder in general, but also just now I'm going to have a second baby, and I don't want to do anything other than take care of my kids. And the second I made that decision, doing anything other than that became really hard.
Senioritis is in full swing.
And it just made it so like I have a lot on my plate anyway. And then like any little thing that like was a road bump started to become irritating to me. Cause I was like, I don't want to be doing this anyways. As much as I love like the people we work with and the mentorship calls, like I love it when I'm in it, when I'm actually in the call itself and I'm talking to everybody. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really excited to be here. But like any bump in the road started to make me annoyed. And I was like, this is not like fun anymore.
Yeah.
To do this. And like, it was something even as little as like, you would be on vacation and I would need something and I couldn't reach you. And I was like, that's a stupid thing to be getting annoyed about, right? Like there's no, I shouldn't be annoyed about it, but I am because I don't want to be doing it because I want to be spending time with my son. And I was like, we need to have a conversation because we've always said that if any of it started to like, we started to be irritated with each other or anything, that we would like have a conversation and decide if we were going to end it. And so I think you brought up that you wanted to have a conversation first. Yeah. And then we both stewed over it and talked to our best friend Dale about it and got really nervous. So you also had reasons for this too.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think is like very serendipitous in this, you know, because they say like the one thing that's guaranteed about partnerships is at the end. Mm-hmm. And that always made me anxious, right? It's like, you know, what does that look like? Like, is it like, are we the exception? You know, all of these like thoughts have always kind of crossed my brain. And we have always been very like on the same page of like, literally, if there's any tension that's like impacting how we feel about each other, like burn it. Mm-hmm. And I felt like, you know, Ethan had a really honest conversation with me after he sold his book of business where he's, you know, fired up to build something. And I just kept feeling my brain and my attention be pulled into that world over and over again. And I kept prioritizing it over KarWells. Mm-hmm. Like I just, you know, would kind of like you're saying, it's like I shouldn't be annoyed about the things that I've committed to with you. And like when I'm on the calls, I'm not annoyed at all. But the second it came to like any ounce of planning for it or like any ounce of responsibility around it, it just felt like it didn't feel the same amount of like flow that it has felt in the past. And I could just tell that my heart was elsewhere. And like that, and then you being in a phase of your life where you have maybe less attention to give it or want to give it less attention as well. It just felt like both of us were like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And both of us were like feeling like we had to have both feet in for each other, but wanted both feet out for ourselves. And so I just remember feeling so anxious about that. And Ethan one day was like, Sarah, he was like, you know, I just want you to ask yourself the question, like, if you didn't have to think about me, if you didn't have to think about Emily, if you didn't have to think about literally anyone other than yourself, like, what would you do? And I was like, I would set down the mentorship, you know, and that was like my first, well, the mentorship and the retreats. And that was my first indication of like, okay, well, then what does that mean? You know? And Ethan was like, well, just sit on it for a little bit. Like, you don't have to make any moves. And I think it was like less than 48 hours later. And I was like, Emily, I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because I can't sit on it by myself. Like,
No.
I'm not getting anywhere like stewing on it by myself. Like, I need my business partner, but more so I need my best friend to like unpack this with me. And so at that dinner, I made you talk first.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. I know. And we both had like talked to Dale to make sure that we were like gonna be okay leaving.
Temperature
like
check.
we were like, okay, let's check with Dale to make sure when we leave this conversation we're still gonna be okay, just because it's nerve-wracking. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't 100% know where your head was at. I mean, I could feel you pulling away, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're maybe not showing up as much to certain calls, or you're not like posting as much on social media. Like, there's little things that are signs where I'm like, okay, it feels like maybe we're on the same page, but I can't 100% tell. And like being the one to initiate the conversation of like, hey, we've been building this thing for the last 5 years. Let's burn it to the ground. Like, that's terrifying. And I think we are in a very lucky situation where, I don't want to say lucky. Like, I think we've built our lives to look like this, but like, we have husbands who can figure it out, right? Like, Tyler can be an income source. Ethan can be an income source. We also could just like go start and do something else on our own. And we know that we could make it work.
Yeah. And
so I think that that's like a benefit where we could be like, okay, maybe we can like just go our separate ways and we both can still have income if we need it. But I didn't feel like we were at that point like relying on each other for income anymore.
Yeah, I totally agree. Which I think also goes into like the serendipitous part of it, especially with Tyler. You know, it was like he didn't love his job for a really long time and it wasn't paying him what he wanted. And like there was a portion of KarWells that was like, you know, making the financial situation for him and for you a little bit easier. And I feel like also that's kind of a subconscious reason as to why maybe I've pulled away from KarWells and pushed so hard into like plugging in with Ethan, because it's almost like Ethan and Tyler have flip-flopped a little bit, right? Like Tyler was maybe in the more stressful situation in the past couple of years, and now with Ethan selling the insurance business, now Ethan is like sitting in a boat of like, oh, I really need to like figure it out, you know? And so I think that was a big portion of me being like, okay, this isn't like now we're in a big transition, and that feels like even if I didn't want it to take top priority, it in my brain does take top priority. And so I think I felt like I didn't realize I was pulling back from KarWells as much as I was until I like looked at our Instagram and TikTok, and I'm like, oh, I really have only posted like once a month for the entire year, where in the past I've posted like, you know, several times a week for, you know, the past year. And so I think there was indicators that like mentally I was checking out of it before even I recognized it. So thankful for Dale to give a temperature check on both of us as well.
Definitely. And Dale's the funniest person too, because I think I was over at her house and she was like, so how's work going? How's your feelings on it? And I'm like, you've talked to Sarah. Like, you know that we're having a dinner. Like, she's not as subtle as she hopes to be. But she'll just like bring it up and she'll just be like, so how's work going? How are you feeling? How are you and Sarah doing? And I'm like, oh, okay. So you know we're about to have a dinner and you're trying to temperature check me. Got it. And I need you to let me know how she's feeling too. And she won't like tell us what the other person has said, which I think is really nice, because
/ annoying.
But like we need to have the conversation between the two of us, right?
Yes.
And so she'll just be like, yeah, I think you're going to be great. I think the conversation's going to go so good. And I'll be like, no, I'm really nervous. Like, what if she is really upset with me? What if she says, like, close it today? Like, what if all these things? And she's like, you're fine. It's going to be great. You guys are so going to be like, this conversation's going to go better than you think. And I'm like, okay, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. She's really good at like putting to rest the anxiety around the worst case scenario that you and I are like building up in our heads. Mm-hmm. So we can go in and I can be like, okay, Emily's not going to like disown me after this conversation. Like it may be a tough conversation, but like we're still going to be friends after it.
Yeah. And I think she's also really good at validating both of our feelings on it.
Yeah.
And like our approaches to it. Cause like my reasons for wanting to were different than your reasons for wanting to. And she's like, no, both of those are correct.
Yeah.
Like both of those are like reasons to have this conversation. So.
Yeah. 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 Well, and I think too, a part of me is like, it's so much fun watching, like, one, I never thought I would be someone that would be interested in kids at all, right? Like that's a big shift in my mindset over the last couple of years, which is like such a like basic natural progression of like when your friends start having kids.
Oh yeah. I'm like, never going to have kids. I'm
never
going to have kids.
Yeah.
Both my best friends have them. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
maybe.
If you guys are, I am. But it's been so cool watching her, like all of us have kind of gone through this transition of like wanting, like really enjoying the hustle culture, really enjoying being like, you know, bosses of our own companies and like making our own money and being very entrepreneurial, and to watch her kind of like confidently shift out of that and be like, no, I like feel like my heart pulled in another direction. And I know that I've like put my identity in this thing that now like no longer is serving me. And then to watch you also do the same and like there just be this big internal shift within our close-knit community that's like, I don't know, it makes me excited. Like I never thought I would be the girl that would be like, you know, maybe being a stay-at-home mom is in my future. Mm-hmm. But watching you guys kind of enter in that era and really embody like the importance of being plugged in mothers when our society has like really ripped mothers out of the home for a really long time, I'm just like running towards that in a lot of ways, you know, like I don't know for sure if it'll be the right answer for me when we do have kids, but like now my besties are doing the same thing and I'm like, I want to do that too. Like I'm not ready to have kids right now, but like I feel that like excitement of that era for us when that time comes.
Yeah. And honestly, I was terrified. I've been terrified to make this announcement in general just because I feel like my identity has been like, you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur for like a while. And I didn't know, I felt like it would make me look like a failure pulling out of everything.
Yeah.
And literally until the retreat, I was feeling that way. I was like, as soon as we make this announcement, people are going to be like, oh, her Airbnb clearly wasn't doing as well as she wanted to. Mm-hmm. She's like, there was going to be so many things that I thought people were going to talk about. And then I started talking to people at the retreat about why I decided to do this. And the first thing that almost everybody says to me when I say like, I'm going to be a stay-at-home mom, they're like, congratulations.
Literally.
Like, that's incredible. That's the best thing ever. You're going to be so happy with that decision. Like you'll never get your time back with your kids.
Yeah.
And so people's reactions to it has helped me be confident in the decision to do it because I know that there will be those perspectives, right? Like,
yeah.
People are going to judge or do whatever they want. But I was like, I just felt like I was going to look like a failure in this thing. And like, even people still asked like, what are you going to do with the coffee shop? And I was like, I think I'm going to put it on pause. Like my kids will be older eventually. Right. And I have this like skill set that I can use now.
Yes.
I was like, but the coffee shop, I want it to be a passion project. I want it to build up the community. Like I want to have time to dedicate to it. So I was like, I'm going to put it on pause until I feel like my kids are old enough to where I can plug into that. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that's so smart. That's such a good idea. Like your kids deserve that attention. And so other people's reaction to this has made me feel more confident about my decision to do it. Like, not that I need the validation, I was doing it anyways. And like, of course, my immediate circle gave me that right away. Mm-hmm. But just hearing people who didn't know previously or don't know me that well say all that, I was like, oh, feel so much better. And like other people being like, you're giving me the courage to like feel like I can prioritize that instead of hustling so hard because that's the era of life. Like there is a hustle era, but then when your kids are a certain age, you only have that for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
And it's become very clear to me, and my son's not even 2 yet, but like it's very clear to me that I only have this certain amount of time with him. Even now, like I'm gonna have a second one. I'm like, I only have a few months left with just him.
Yeah.
And like why I want to spend all of it with just him because my attention is gonna be divided after that. And so it's nice to watch other people react and then also feel the confidence to maybe do that for themselves too, that they didn't have before, even if they wanted it.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. I just think like we have screamed from the mountaintops since day one the importance of time specifically. It's like why we've made the moves that we've made.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like you making this decision is such a testament to like truly living that, you know, because it's like you are hyper aware of the fact that the time that you've got with your kids while they're young is finite.
Well, they want to be hanging out with me.
Yeah, well, they want to be hanging out with you. And like you get to do that once, you know, like we all have the option to build several businesses over our lifetimes. And the reality is that opportunity is going to exist for a coffee shop or for more B&Bs or for whatever you want to do on the other side of this, no matter when you decide to pick it back up. But like Oz is only going to be this age once.
Yeah. I think it's also super cool to see. So like at the retreat, we have like an older audience, right? Like as well, like people that started way later and they did raise their kids before they got into this. And now they're trying to set themselves up for better and set their kids up for a better future for like their grandkids or something maybe. And I was always like, no, I have to do this when I'm young. Like I have to build the thing. I have to have all the money when I'm younger. And sure, like Tyler and I are going to be fine without this. Like we're doing okay. But like I saw it as I have to do it while I'm young so I can relax when I'm older. And I'm like, no, I can just be a mom while I'm still young and like focus on my kids. And then this is still a thing that I can do when I'm older. And like my kids are old enough that they can go play sports or like entertain themselves for 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's a big difference between like I have a couple of examples that come to mind of mothers that I know that were stay-at-home mothers, and it feels like on the back end of them being a stay-at-home mother, there's like a lot of resentment around them not getting to pursue their careers or like whatever else. And it feels like both with you and with Dale, and I know that like if I make that decision when we start having kids, that I will feel the same way, where it like feels like a choice, not a requirement. And you also have this like built-in skill set that you did develop before you had kids that allows you to have the confidence that like rejoining the workforce per se on the back end of this is likely not going to be you going back to a 9-to-5. You know, it's likely going to be you creating something else in that era of your life that like feels right, that like is easily workable around your kids or like whatever the case may be. But you're not going to walk out of your stay-at-home mother era feeling like you are incapable of stepping into something else because you took this break.
Yeah. And I also feel like, because like we're obviously selling the house in Alpena and we're going to use that to buy our home. And I was like, okay, great. That I'm counting that as a successful investment. Like we're buying ourselves a family home because we are going to make enough on this house.
Which a lot of people can't do.
And then I also am like, okay, well, we're going to make enough that I could probably buy some land. And then I could pick whatever timeline I want for this land to turn into whatever I want, because I've taken so much of the pressure off of myself to like hit a certain number of homes or a certain number of investments or whatever else. And I understand that there's like a certain level of privilege that comes with that because my husband is able to like support us financially, but I also feel like I've set myself up for success in that way to like view things that way, right? Like I can now take this investment and turn it into like something else, but on my own timeline instead.
Yeah.
And so it's not like I'm going to be doing, although like people will start to say, and they're like, you're just going to be a stay-at-home mom. And then they stop themselves and they're like, it's not just, never mind. Like, hold on just a second.
Reel
it's
it
not
back.
just a stay-at-home mom. And they like correct it. Cause I'll do it too. I'm like, I'm just going to be a stay-at-home mom. And I'm like, no, it's so much work to be a mom. And there's like so much that goes into it, but like I can still have things that I'm doing along the way because I already have the skill set to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm so excited to see just your family grow, like you and Tyler's relationship grow, and you guys enter into an era where like the hustle culture really has been over the last 5 years of y'all's life, it's pulled you guys in separate directions way more than either of you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
For different reasons. And so I just feel like there's this like peaceful era that you're walking into. I mean, granted, you'll have 2 kids, so like I say peaceful lightly.
Yeah.
But
it's a different kind of peace.
Yeah, it's going to be an era where you guys are both choosing your family over everything else. And I feel like we're
so
both
excited.
doing that. And that's like, I don't know. It just feels so exciting.
I'm very excited for it. Yeah. I mean, since Tyler and I have been together, we had like maybe a year and a half of him not traveling for work.
Yeah.
So even before we got married, he was always traveling. And then when we got married, like right a year later, we started KarWells.
Yeah.
Or KarWell Design. And in that time, it's like he's traveling for work. He comes home. We go to something for my job.
Yep.
Or like we're splitting up because he has to go somewhere and I have to go somewhere. And then now that we have a kid, it's like, okay, I'm passing the kid to you. I got to go do this thing for work. And now I'm going to get him home every single night.
Yes.
He's going to go to the office and I'm going to get my husband home every single night of the week. And that sounds so basic. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah.
We've never had that.
Yeah. And you're not going to have to like hand Oz to him and then go work when he gets home, you know, like you guys are going to have, I keep saying it's the Tyler and Emily Renaissance, but it really does feel like that.
So ready for it. Like now he'll come home from the office sometimes and I'm so exhausted from spending time with Oz all day. And I still have a checklist of things that I need to get done.
Yep.
And he'll be like, come spend time with us. And I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like I have things that I have to do. And this morning even I'm like waking up, sending emails and I'm like, and things have gotten way more off my plate as we've started to set stuff down. But when it's like completely off my plate and we just get to like have family dinner and on the weekend we can go to like a pumpkin patch, like little things like that are just stuff that we've never had in our relationship. And so it's felt like we've been like pushing and just like living our lives side by side and not together for the past 10 years, basically.
100%.
And so now we actually get to like build a life as a couple and a family. And 10 years in, we're finally going to have that opportunity. And I'm really excited for it.
Dude, I am too. I just feel like this is so aligned in your era of life currently. It's, you feel like both you and Tyler feel lighter already.
Yeah, I definitely do.
So,
but
yay.
I mean, talk about what you and Ethan are going to be doing because you're going to start building a business together again.
Yeah, we literally don't know what we're doing with our lives.
But you like have such good conversations around it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm so excited for this era as well because, I mean, the background on Ethan is very similar to the background on us. He had a business partner for, I think 7 years, 5 years, 7 years. I don't know.
Theirs was a little different.
They were not best friends before. Yes. Yeah, we won't get into that. That was a roller coaster for another day. But I mean, at least it ended like they ended at the right time. They had the hard conversation. It ended well.
Yeah, they're amicable.
Yes.
They can still talk to each other.
Yes. And they still are like cheering each other on, which is really a beautiful thing. But I think like Ethan, for the last couple of years has been like supporting us and obviously predominantly me in this like era where we have really excelled, as opposed to like pursuing anything of his own. And really this year when he like finally decided to let go of insurance completely, that's just like a complete leap of faith for us, you know, because that's been what has paid for our livelihoods for the last decade.
Mm-hmm.
And so to let that go, I think like he was surprised that I was like so ready to give him permission to let it go, like, which I'm like, burn anything that's not making you happy.
Yeah.
I am not one who's like grind it out and stick to it for a long period of time.
And you're also like a we'll figure it out kind of person.
Yes, like we will absolutely figure it out. But this year, once he sold it, and really started thinking about what he wanted out of life, and out of his career and his next move, I didn't want to push him in any direction, right? Like both of us are very strong-willed. Both of us have very strong opinions. Both of us are entrepreneurial. Both of us, are very vocal in how we picture our lives. But when it comes to like what Ethan's going to choose to do, I didn't really want it to be influenced by me at all. Mm-hmm. Like I really wanted him to choose something that was like for him. And so when he started, like, I could feel him starting to pursue me in those conversations where he's like, you know, Sarah, I really would like you to be like by my side through this. Like, I really would like to see what it would look like for both of us to build something together. And it's so romantic.
I was gonna say, you find that so attractive. I know you do.
So attractive. I was like, oh no, what am I gonna do with KarWells? Like, you're asking.
I'm
me.
not pursuing you like that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I can't.
I love
that
you
for you
so much, but like, yeah, it's not gonna tickle my fancy in the same way that when Ethan does it. And so the second he started having that conversation, I was like, there's nothing else in life I want.
Mm-hmm.
I was just having a conversation with someone the other day who, like, I was telling them that I was considering having kids. And they were like, never in a million years did I think that like Sarah would be talking about having kids. And I was like, I would jump off a bridge if Ethan told me to. Like,
yeah.
Like if Ethan wants it, I want it, like whatever it is. And I think that he feels that same exact way. And so so we've explored a lot this year on what that looks like, but that is a really hard question to answer when you feel like you could, like, not to be super egotistical, but you feel like you could be pretty good at anything, you know?
Yeah.
And so those,
like the world is your oyster.
Yeah. Like both of us feel like we are equipped to take on something new. And like, what is that something new when we're really trying to strip it down and be like, okay, we don't want to just like pursue something for the money or pursue something strictly out of, you know, we like it. Like it really has to be aligned in a lot of ways. And like, I'm a big believer that like, if you're looking for it, it'll find you. And so we're just like kind of waiting for it to find us. And in the same breath, like working with Nicole this year has just lit me up in ways that I didn't expect. Like, and I don't think it has really anything to do with the projects themselves. I mean, I love designing projects and I love bringing these projects to life, but, Nicole and Jeremy have turned into mentors more so than like clients. And
they built something really cool and sold it. And like they've done the thing that you and Ethan are like aspiring to do. So it's probably nice to pick their brain and understand it from
They're on the other side.
Yeah.
They're on the other side of building and selling something incredibly successful.
Incredibly successful.
Yes.
That techie brain of his though, that just, that's a different level of smart that people have.
Yeah, he's incredible. But just getting to work alongside him and like be critiqued by him and her and be believed in by them, it's just been really cool. It's been a really cool experience. So I, you know, in the interim of us figuring out like what the next chapter really looks like what are we building, where are we going? I know we want to build something, giant question mark on what that something is. But in the interim, we're going to keep building alongside Nicole and Jeremy and keep spitting out projects for them. And like this year, we will have done 3 houses for them. Next year, they've already signed contracts for 3 more. And so like we could do, and that'll pay for our livelihood, you know, like we fortunately wouldn't have to do anything more, than those 3 projects with them.
Which are a lot. Like the projects are a lot. Like
yes, that would be a full year. It has been a full year this year with just those 3 projects. But nonetheless, it's like, you know, it's been a really nice bridge in between like where we're at and where we're going. And maybe we'll continue building exactly what we're building for them for other people. I don't know. Maybe we won't. Right? There's just a lot of soul searching that Ethan and I are doing in that era. So it's just been a really intense romantic era for Ethan and I, where I just feel like it, even though we've been married for 6 years, I just I guess didn't feel as culty about him as I felt about you in a lot of ways, you know, like I'm like, okay, you love me, but like, are we like really locked in, you know? And that just develops over time. And so now that we've been together for over a decade, I just feel really culty about our relationship. And I'm like, okay, we're locked in. Like, let's do this, whatever it's going to be. So, but we're waiting. You know, I don't want to mentally completely check out of this era that we're in until it's completely set down. So I'm like putting a pause on really diving into what that looks like until KarWells is wrapped up with a pretty little bow. Yeah.
The crazy thing about Nicole and Jeremy is I see they're like you and Ethan older.
Yeah.
Like the way that they approach situations, and like when she stood up at the Impact dinner and she was like, he like supports me in this thing that I want to do. Like I see them very much so like you guys. So it makes sense that you've like seen them as mentors and like kind of attached yourselves to them in that way.
Yeah.
Because it like, I don't know. I just see Jeremy and Ethan as very similar as like building businesses and understanding that like selling a business is something that's really important, because that's like a thing that Ethan has kind of pulled you into, and then he's just supportive of whatever you want to build and like understands that you get it even if he doesn't.
Yeah. They are a couple that, I mean, they've been together for, I don't know, 40 something years, and they are so in love.
So in love.
They just like,
it's very cute.
It's so cute. Like I just can't get enough of being around them, because they literally, it's like they're dating. It's like they're still in that puppy love phase together.
Which is like such a goal.
Such a goal. And they're great at like painting that vision for other people as well. Like they just want the people around them to be excited, and positivity just flows out of them. Like even when they are literally telling me like, Sarah, we like the property, but we don't love it for X, Y, and Z reason, I'm like, great. How do I make it? You know, it's just like one of those things where it's like it's so easy to work alongside someone where you know that even if they're telling you that something's wrong or they want something different or they expect more or whatever, it's like so out of love and not out of like anger or frustration or scarcity, or
they see your potential.
Yeah, it's just it's literally like having the dream client. So I'm like not getting off this train anytime soon. I'm like, as long as you trust in me, I trust in you, and like let's go make something great, you know. So
yeah,
who knows?
They were a nice little find.
Thank God. Thank God that nugget landed in my lap. I mean, they've just been incredible. But let's talk about the retreat. I mean, we just wrapped up our final one.
We did. It was so good. I stress about them so much when I'm planning.
Yeah.
And then I get there, and I probably got to enjoy this one more than I've enjoyed any other one, because I knew it was the last one, and I didn't feel this pressure to like, oh my gosh, I have to make sure the email's going out for the next one because we have to sell tickets. Like it felt so much better being at this one. But I go into them and I'm like, oh my gosh, is anybody even going to talk to each other? Are people actually going to connect with each other? Do the activities that I pick like lean towards that and push people to do those things? There's so much where I'm like overanalyzing it. And then you get there and we were sitting at the Wayfair Purple Perspective dinner with Amanda from Wayfair Professional. And she was like, look at how engaged people are.
Yeah.
She was like, people are talking to each other. She's like, this is so good. And I hadn't even looked around, because I was just like, oh my gosh, the day's over finally. Like, let me relax for a second. And then I looked around and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to bed and people are staying up still talking to each other.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yes. It's so cool. Yeah. We have really created something special. I mean, the way that you've structured the retreats as well, I feel like is the perfect balance of like, you know, filling people's cup and then also like challenging people, you know, like it's a really tough balance when you're like asking people to like sit and learn and like dive in, and you've got like a full work day per se, but also you don't want people to leave exhausted, and you want people to like still have enough energy and ambition at the end of the day to like connect with one another. And it's just like this balance that like you can screw up very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've got it down to an art. Like, other than, I think that the most common request that we get is that it's one day longer.
I know. Everybody's always like, I want them to be longer. I'm like, okay.
I'm tired.
I'm a bit tired. And this is a lot of planning for just a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Renee, when she was like, I know you don't want to keep doing this, but you have a gift for planning. And I'm like, I was talking to Tyler about that on the way back, and he was like, you do such a good job. And I was like, it's funny because I spend the entire time being like, I could have done more.
Yeah.
Like, I could have decorated more. I could have done this. I could have like added this. It could have been this. And Tyler was like, yeah, but then you have to charge more. He was like, what you charge people and what they get out of this is incredible. And I was like, okay, I feel better.
Yes.
So,
yeah. Well, and in comparison, and I'm not going to use any names on this podcast, but I have gone to other retreats and I have paid 3 times the cost. And I have been put in a primary bedroom closet for sleeping, you know, and shared a bathroom with 9 other people. And it has not had any goodie bags or any, you know, it just, That was one thing that Nicole and I really talked about, is just like the level of professionalism for the price is insane. But it's like, you don't want to make it incredibly expensive because you want the right, like, I want people who are in their journey, who like are at the end of their rope, who need their cup filled back up to be the people that attend.
And even when I pick the price, I'm like, maybe it's too high.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we should lower that, which then would put us in the hole. But like, sometimes I'm like, maybe it's a little too high. And like, I always want to do more. The goodie bags this time, I was like, I need to put more in them. Like, I need to find more things to put in them. Like, I want people to leave saying the things that they did.
Yeah.
And being like, I got way more than I expected out of it. Like, that feels so good when people say that.
Yeah. Yeah. The last night is always the most impactful. I mean, that's why we call it the impact dinner, but you just watch people. You get to hear how it's impacted people and how people have impacted each other in the experience. And like, it's just something special. I just feel like because we choose to leave our egos at the door, and like, even on the first night after the welcome party, I was feeling a little bit of that senioritis of like, this is our last one. Like, I'm excited for the next chapter, and just like kind of like not being in the moment, but my mind was in the future again. And I just took a moment and started like writing in my journal, and I was like, there are people here that need you to pour into them. There are people here that need you to remove roadblocks from them. Like, pour into this weekend and do not be anywhere else but here. And we ask people to do the same thing, and you can just feel that they do. That like people are in this like little capsule for 3 days, and they just form such strong bonds, and they make such dramatic decisions in their lives that will forever change the trajectory of their lives because we put on these events. And so it was really cool. The whole thing was really cool.
It was definitely bittersweet when it ended. I remember I walked up to you and I was like, are you regretting ending them? And you were like, I don't regret it. And I was like, are you feeling guilty? And you're like, maybe a little.
Yes.
Like, there is a little bit of guilt knowing that like the room that we created won't be there to the capacity that we had it anymore. Like, of course, and they didn't make this announcement publicly. I will right now. Cheyenne and Fede are like taking it on to a certain extent.
Yes.
And I think they're taking it in an even better direction, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're taking it in the direction that we always dreamed of taking it. So I think it will be everything that they want it to be.
Yeah.
But like the thing that we built is like coming to an end.
Yes.
And so.
Yes. It'll be different.
Yeah. It'll just be different.
Yes. It'll be exactly what they want it to be, but it won't be what we created. It'll just be different in their own way. There is guilt around that, because I think that like it does when you recognize that you are positively impacting a lot of people and you are choosing to step away, to choose yourselves. To be selfish.
I literally said my New Year's resolution was be selfish this year.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of guilt that comes with that.
Oh yeah.
A lot of guilt that comes with that. But it's like, we don't know what's on the other, like, we don't know the people that are going to be impacted by making that choice either. And so it's like just honoring where our guts are going. And also like the result of anything that's being forced isn't going to be as good as the thing that wasn't forced. Right. So like, even though there is some guilt that follows that, it's like, okay, well, like whatever it were going to look like, say we hung on to it for another year, the resentment that is going to be created in our guts because we are emotionally elsewhere is going to pour out into that event to the people who are paying for it. And so it just doesn't do them justice either. So yeah, there's a little guilt, but also it's like, no, I'm like 1,000 million trillion % convinced that it's the right choice for the two
I'm
of us.
confident in our decision for sure. But it just like, when I hear how great people think it is and how much they want that, like, and how much people need to be in rooms like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Because there are other people creating rooms, right? They're just not the same.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not the same. I mean, which is the point, right?
Yeah.
That like everybody's kind of cultivating the community that's aligned with where they're at in life. But I mean, we felt a lack of a space like the one that we created, and that's why we created it. That's what every entrepreneur does. So we'll have to see what exists after us. But the need is there nonetheless.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it was great. It was great while it lasted. It feels really good to put it down.
Yes. Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad that, I had that mental check-in with myself at the beginning to be like, plug in, because I feel like after that, like the next 2 days, I just was like, other than my little meltdown that I had with you on the first day where I was like, pulled you aside and I was like, can I just complain for 5 minutes? Because the weather's not cooperating and the caterer's not cooperating and people downstairs are understaffed and I'm overstimmied.
Yeah, there's a lot, but I'm hoping that like nobody there felt any of that.
Yeah, maybe other than Fede.
Yeah.
Fede was like, are you okay? I'm like, now I am.
I mean, like, felt like the impact of those things, like not necessarily the energy from us, but like the impact of those things going on.
Yeah.
They were so focused on the value, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, as we like kind of wind this one down, let's like spend a moment talking about the last 5 years, like peaks and pits of the last 5 years of running this. What would be give me like a couple of, let's start with pits first and then let's go into peaks. What would you say was like your maybe biggest low in KarWells?
I don't know if I can think of like a specific moment that's a low. Maybe the way that we structured it made it so I didn't really get a maternity leave. I felt like I have to plug back in because there's just like roles that are mine that I can't pass off.
Yeah.
Because I didn't set it up that way.
Yeah.
Right. Like I think I maybe would have done that better next time. And I think I just like pushed myself too hard right at the beginning of being a mom. And now looking back, like part of the reason I make the decision I'm making now is because I don't remember a lot of when Oz was little because I was like taking meetings while he was in a carrier or like.
You were taking meetings while you were in labor.
Yeah. Like I was like I was doing too much for a new mom to be doing, which tons of moms do. I get it. Like I'm not unique in that experience, but I could have set myself up better for that.
Yeah.
Learning how to charge better at the beginning.
Secret shopping at the beginning would have been a great piece of advice.
I think we gained so much experience. We had clients that just continuously came back to us, and so we got to build this like cool portfolio.
Yeah.
But we were broke.
We were working a lot and making very little money.
Dude, the hours that we used to put into that, but some of that is also a peak because you and I got to spend days and days just listening to music and painting and putting together furniture. And it was like, we never spent more time together than we did during that era.
It's so true. That's so true. We were like, yeah, we'll do it for free if it means that our 9 to 5 is hanging out together and blasting music. Like,
literally. And like, I would go from like doing that to going to working my serving shift, or like I would work a serving shift in the morning and then I'd be like, okay, I'm going to go hang out with Sarah tonight. Like it was very long days, but we literally got to spend all of it together.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. That was so fun and also so hard.
So hard. The exhaustion. Oh my gosh, it was crazy.
Yeah.
And like skipping meals because we had deadlines. I used to have to be like, Sarah, we have to go get food. Like, we have to eat right now.
No, this is going to be great for a figure, Emily.
Yeah.
So stupid. But yeah, I mean, when you had Oz, I just remember being like, I literally don't know how to lead in this scenario at all. I have no experience on what a mom needs.
And you couldn't. There's no way for you to know until you're in it. You can like pretend like you know because you watch, but it's not. Yeah. There's no way for somebody who doesn't have kids to understand it.
Yeah, and even as someone who's having a kid for the first time, there was no way that you could know how to like prepare or anticipate that. So yeah, that was a whoa moment for sure.
Yeah. I have another that's a peak and a pit at the same time.
Yeah.
Superhost Labs.
Yeah.
It's a peak because we met like Maddie and Skylar.
Yeah.
And that was incredible. I think that there are things that we learned from it that really like launched us.
Yeah.
I did not love working there.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I feel like that is one of mine as well. That is a peak and a pit. A pit, I would say, that is not only related to just Superhost Labs, but had to happen several times in the last 5 years where you feel like you're confident, but you're not confident enough to say no to people who are presenting you what seems like a really great opportunity.
Yeah. And then once you're in it, it like didn't feel like us.
Yes.
Like it didn't feel like the brand that we were intending to build.
Yes.
Which makes me really proud that we noticed that and we made the decision to leave because we could have stuck around in it longer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that like us realizing that is a really good thing. But like, yes, I think that taking opportunities and learning from them is part of building a business. It's part of learning lessons. It just like was not us and our branding. And I think that people could tell, like our followers could tell that like, this is not who they are.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels really, at the time it felt impossible to say no to a good opportunity. And now looking back, I'm like, any opportunity that seems too good to be true absolutely is. And there just isn't a shortcut to the work, you know? And at the end of the day, like, I think I was waiting for us to be discovered per se by other people who maybe had more figured out than we did. And the reality is that like, we're all just human. And like, at the end of the day, what really shines through is like you staying true to yourself and being authentic, and people can smell that from a million miles away. And so I wish I would have practiced no sooner. Like, I think that we did need an era of just saying yes and like taste testing a lot of different experiences to like develop the confidence to say no. So it's hard to even say that it's like a pit, because I feel like
I wouldn't take it back.
I wish there's no case scenario where I'm like, man, I wish I would have said no. Maybe there's one that I would say no to that I'm like still in, but maybe not even that.
That's still a huge learning lesson, I think, for you. I don't feel the pain of that the same way you do.
Yeah, of course. I'm just still in it, and so like
so
I'll look back, a few years from now and be like, wow, that was like the catapult for everything. But like right now, I'm like, burn it. Yeah, I can't burn it.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't take back that era, but I do think that like it wasn't my favorite choice that we made.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that being said, like, it brought us Maddie and Skylar first and foremost, which like they've really been invaluable. You
lifelong friendship that we get from that outside of anything work-wise.
Yes. You can't put a price on that, having like truly finding people that have your back when you're an entrepreneur. We got a world-class education, both on what not to do and what to do and how to do it correctly. Like, even though there is one person in that company that still to this day I would have a hard time just like talking to in general.
Same. Yeah.
That person taught us some really, really valuable lessons. So, and he got a good opportunity and he took it, at the cost of the relationship with us.
And I think he taught us good lessons. I think he taught us what we saw our value as, even if he didn't see our value as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so all positives coming out of it. But that's why I say it's a peak and a pit at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to put it into one category.
Yeah. The Superhost Labs chapter, it catapulted us and it just really rocked us.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, it did.
But good. Better for it. Thank God it happened to me. Like I would hate to see anyone else have that opportunity and then have like catapulted in the way that we did afterward, in the name of not taking that risk. So, all things out of it, good, positive. Okay, what about peaks? Like, what are some of your favorite like highlight moments where you're like, holy crap, this is like, we're doing something here?
Probably some of the calls that we took at the beginning of the mentorship program, because I didn't have any frame of reference as to how we were impacting anybody at that point.
Yeah.
Like we knew people were on social media watching us, people comment and like DM, but like actually getting on the calls with people.
Yeah.
And now we still have people that like we took those calls with that we hang out with today.
Yeah.
And like even watching them grow from that to this, I think was a huge peak. But like just coming to the realization that, wow, we are making a difference. Like people are seeing this, they're being impacted by it and their lives are changing was really cool.
Yeah. Cause like the follower count growing on TikTok or on Instagram just never really, I don't know. Like it just changed my frame of reference for people who have a social media following in general. Like I just was like, nothing really was changing in our lives other than the follower count on social media, right? Like, we weren't making more or less money because of it. Like, that just materially wasn't changing. And so I was like, oh, like there's just people on the other side of these accounts, that are like, have the same struggles and successes that we do. But I feel like, like in that same breath, you're saying the calls, I'm saying Chicago for me was like,
oh yeah.
I feel like when we hosted the graduation in Chicago in 2023, that was just like a moment for me in so many ways. It's like it was the first time that we met. Well, I guess it was the second time that I had met Federico, but it was the first time I had met Fede and Caro in person. I was so fed up with managing Orange Cadillac, and they immediately took that off my plate. And Fede like shut down what he was currently doing to just like completely come on board with us funneling all of the traffic to him for his management company. And so that it was just such a pivotal era for us there. It also was like the first big win or representation of first big win that we had after kind of getting kicked down after Superhouse Labs, where we felt like, okay, we do not need anyone else. That was like the first really loud reminder of that. And we had people for the first time ever that were like enamored with us in a way that I didn't anticipate. I just was like, whoa, like, people are just craving this community that we're offering. And I didn't know that, people not only needed it, but wanted it from us. And that felt like crazy. That, I don't know, it was just a reminder of how like two people can change the world, like the power that your energy and your vibration has, even if it's through a screen, like how it actually is real, like to have real people who were like in an environment on a yacht with us, listening to what we had to say and like soaking it all up. And I don't know.
Yeah, I wish I remembered the graduations more.
Yeah.
I was like so busy with the planning and like the schedule of it that I do remember them obviously, but like I wish I could have been plugged in more with them.
Yeah.
Like if we had hired an event planner from the beginning.
Yeah, it was so true. Yeah, I remember after that weekend seeing a picture that Katie had posted of me standing on the like front of the yacht giving an announcement for like the awards that we were giving out. And I just remember like seeing this picture of like me with a bunch of people staring at me with like the skyline in the background on this huge yacht. And it was just like this moment where I was like, that feels surreal. Like that doesn't feel like that's me in that moment, but like it is. Yeah. So that was a huge, I just was like, who do I think I am? What am I doing here? Like, like I'm in the wrong simulation. Like someone plucked me out of it. Like this has to be a dream. I just remember being like, what in the world? Like, where am I?
It is so cool.
So,
I have probably really big peak. The entire time that we've had our business, people have been telling us that best friends don't stay best friends when they're business partners, and we have the entire time.
Yeah.
I think that's
middle fingers up to everyone over that.
People literally, like even our friend Cheyenne from back home, not the Cheyenne from the mentorship, but she was talking about that because she asked, I saw her recently, and she was like, so what are you doing? And I kind of told her that we were setting everything down and how things were going. And she goes, I'm really glad you guys made that decision and had that talk, because she was like, I'll be honest, when you guys started this, I was really worried about your friendship.
Yeah.
And I was like, fair. Like there's a lot
so is
of
everybody
like,
else.
Sure, we've been through like a lot of different like waves over the years, and like we've had conversations over the years, but like it's never affected our friendship to the point of not being friends. And I think that that's rare.
Yes.
So that's a huge peak for me.
Yes, I totally agree. I think that, one, like, you're not going anywhere. Sorry.
I'm not allowed.
Yeah, like, I don't know how to function without you. Two, I think that we always had this underlying, like, we will burn it to the ground before our relationships gets burned to the ground.
I'll go back. I'll go get a 9-to-5 and like just do a normal job before I let it affect us that much.
Yes. But also I just think that like our style of friendship is rare. I think that like we consistently put each other before ourselves, and I can feel that in you and I can feel that in me. And I think that also like if you can assume one of two things is happening, like if you can assume, like if there's a situation that's presented and you can look at it from me being malicious or me being kind or vice versa, I always assume that it's you being kind, like there is never this undertone of like, oh, is Emily trying to like screw me out of this? Or is she like, there's like, I always assume positive intent. And I know that you always assume positive intent. So whenever I do have to come to you and apologize or have a hard conversation or whatever else, I know that you are giving me the benefit of the doubt, not building a case of resentment against me. And so I feel like that's really what's made this work overall, because I've made some dumb decisions or like, whatever the case may be. And every single time I'm like beating myself up for it and I'll apologize for it. You're like, Sarah, thanks for saying it, but also please let it go as quickly as humanly possible.
Yeah. Yeah. We just made that decision a long time ago, but it's like actually sticking to it.
Yeah.
As not everybody does.
Yeah. Not everybody does. Yeah, that is something to be super proud of. Oh, we're so cute.
We love each other too.
We love each other. Let's see. Another peak. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like hard to think of like the peaks and the pits are so intertwined. There's a lot of ups and downs in owning a business and building something. Yeah. And the downs always bring the highest ups. And it like, I don't know. It just all kind of like blends into one giant blender where you're like, whoa, that was an era.
Interesting 5 years.
Interesting 5 years. Yeah. Yeah. So nonetheless, it's been a ride. It's been a good one. And I'm so thankful for it. But I'm really thankful for the next one. I'm so excited for the next one.
Me too.
You and I get to talk about things that aren't work related.
I know. We talked about that at the retreat. You were like, we get to be girls again.
Like literally.
We just get to hang out. And
just
like,
girls.
I don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, she's not going to read my text message because she's stressed out and she knows that it's a work thing.
Literally.
Like, our texts don't have to be about work anymore.
I know. We can be dumb again. Like that. I'm just in the same way that I see Tyler feel weightless in this era of him stepping into a new job where he feels respected and cared for and valued, and like he doesn't have to tell me any of that for me to be able to witness that energy around him. And I feel like you and I have done a pretty good job of like prioritizing each other as friends and as business partners throughout it. But like, it just gets to be a lot. Right. And sometimes it's just like, I can't even like deal with any of it. I just got to put it all down. I can't talk to anyone about it. And so no, I'm so excited for our text messages and our hangout sessions, and everything that has to do with us just becomes stupid and dumb and goofy again.
I don't have to be like, Sarah, we have a deadline. Come on. And you're like, I'm not reaching that.
I don't know how to tell you that I will not be hitting that deadline.
Yeah. Like I don't have to do any of that anymore. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So, for all of you who are listening to this as well, you guys have made this era for us possible as well. Like you guys, being interested in what we're doing career-wise and friend-wise and marriage-wise and everything else. Like none of this era for us exists without you guys. So I think that that's a testament to you guys, seeing something in us that maybe we didn't see ourselves.
I know, I'm so grateful for it.
Yeah, it's just been a really, really good 5 years. And it feels like we're ending at a really, really good moment in time. So big thanks to all of you as well for being along on the ride. And I'm not necessarily going anywhere. You'll see me talk about short-term rentals probably nonstop for at least the next year while I continue building for Nicole. But
you'll see me talk about being a mom.
Yeah. Yes, you will not see Emily talk about real estate at all.
No, thank you. Maybe when I buy my house.
Yes.
I'll be renovating my house. You can still watch stuff like that.
Yeah. At home renos, not investing renos that have pro formas attached to them.
Yes. The fun kind.
The lightweight kind.
Yes.
All right. Well, for all of you listeners, thank you for listening for as long as you have, and keep up with us on Instagram as we enter this next chapter. We appreciate you, and we will not
see you in the next one.
See you next time. Oh, that makes me cry.
That makes me sad.
Okay. Bye.